About China. We were just starting to talk about China. Maybe that's why. Okay, we're back. Okay, well...
Hang on. Oh. Just wait a minute, Dee Dee. Have you already started?
Yes. Back. Holly is back. Yes, I think we had a lightning strike or something, Holly. And suddenly all the power in the house went out. It's taken a moment or two to reboot the modem and start our computers and get things going again. And yes, it's been very, very windy. It might have been a tree falling on a line or something. I'm not sure what.
Okay. Can anybody hear me? Hang on, let me see if...
the what?
I'm just having a look to see if any...
Do you have your mic on?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, well, talk to Holly.
No. It's my thing crashed.
Oh, yeah.
My
yeah. It's always a little bit wahoo when you get wind and power and trees down. We have that once in a while.
1 2 I don't know if I'm having trouble sort of connecting.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
It would have been good, Dee Dee, if you'd waited. Yeah, I can't.
Okay.
Can you see my... can anybody hear me?
I think they probably can. I'm not sure. Speak.
I am.
Holly, can you hear Trish?
Anyway, hang on. Can anyone hear me? No, I can't keep a stable connection, so I'll reboot. Dee Dee?
Okay. Trish is still having a little bit of a hard time getting on. Sorry, Trish. Oh, Holly says, yes, I hear you.
Okay, well, I'm going to start.
She just rebooted her computer anyway. So she'll be back in just a minute. The what?
Talk about what's happening on the game.
Okay, on the screen. Oh, okay. Well, we're here on this very strange planet, and there is a huge rotating disk, which I think belongs to the Sentinels, and the Sentinels are these little robot creatures that are essentially almost eco-fascist in that if you try and do any mining or anything like that, they will come and try and kill you. And now I'm flying off to see, I'm just trying to see what these other little worlds are like. And this is one that produces a lot of bubbles. And I think I'm going to leave it. It's not a Stargate. I think it's a Stargate for the bad things. There are Stargates in this, just as there are all kinds of weird things. Is that an unknown planet? Okay. We'll go there. The Stargates are called portals in this. And they're another form of teleportation.
So anyway, let's see if that's lucky.
Older form.
I don't know if I'll be able to. I seem to be crashing a bit for some reason. I'm not sure why, but anyway, I'm not sure if anybody can hear me now. Hi, Holly. Yeah, that was a weird thing. Every light in the house and everything went off at the same time. Yeah. And then it came back on about 5-10 seconds later.
Yeah.
Can you hear me okay, Holly?
Yes, the TV show. There's a lot
Holly.
of things that have kind of been taken from TV shows and that sort of thing. There's a very Star Trek-y, Star Wars-y type of freighter. And I think the freighter I have is more from Dune.
We're hurtling through space again. Are the levels okay? Because I can't seem to check. We normally check through the TV, but I can't seem to check the levels at the moment.
Yeah. If we put... Holly says, I hear you.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what the levels are like. Levels seem fine. Okay, thanks. Anyhow, we were talking about China, and I forget what.
I think I was talking about the fact that different socialist countries, are really different experiments in socialism. That there's, and of course, all of them have to deal with not only trying to make socialism work in one way or another, but doing so in the face of massive resistance from empire. And that's so difficult, It's like trying to make a relationship work if you're being assaulted continually by external people. And I think, China's done wonderfully. Of course it's got problems. I think everybody, every system, any attempt at, setting up governments and trying to make society work has problems. But my God, I think they've done incredibly well given the history of colonial exploitation and all of that sort of thing that they were coming from, and the fact that they have had this international resistance all the time, and so on. Holly said levels seem fine, Trish. But, I really wonder if people just left. I mean, China has changed so much in so many different ways over the last, 60, 70 years, really since the revolution. I mean, there have been so many different changes and adaptations as they try and work things out. It certainly isn't the same as it was during Mao or anything else.
Hi, Jen. Unapologetic
Jen.
Vegan is there. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
On my way to work, this job is making me hate the holidays more. Oh. I'm sorry, Jen. Anyhow, it's love that you dropped by. We just had a blackout before and a power cut out, and everything in the house sort of went off. So we were doing a stream and had been doing it for about a couple of hours, and actually more than that, 3 hours. And then and it all cut out, so we started it again.
Yeah. We didn't want to leave everybody not knowing what had happened. All of a sudden everything disappearing. These things shooting at me are the sentinels. That guy and that guy. And I think I better get out of here. Too bad. It looked like a nice area.
Excuse me, I'm just eating a piece of toast and it's very crunchy. And so I'm going to just turn my... And I hope I don't forget to turn it on, my mic.
I'll go over here. Seems like kind of a nice planet, but cold. Yeah. Hello, little guy. See the new animals.
How are things in Nebraska, Jenny? Hope all is well there.
We were talking earlier about the fact that they aren't really dealing with what happens after the moratorium on evictions ends, which happens in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
And how terrible that might end up being.
Yeah.
For a lot of people.
I'm afraid to open up any other tabs just in case I make it crash. Anyway, that was the link I was that was the thing I did earlier, and it has a map in it of the impending evictions all over the country. And it's kind of scary how many states have like about between 30% to 41% of people who could be evicted in the next couple of months. I mean, that's sort of insane, really.
Yeah, it is.
It's a pity in some ways you can't actually insert images into these live streams, although that could be kind of problematic.
Well, I think actually you can.
And how have you
But
been, Jen?
I think you'd have to be the one controlling it, Trish.
Right.
I'll have to
I don't
see.
think you can. I don't think you can.
I think you can in OBS.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll have to try that. I'll have to see if I can work that out.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be good. These sweet little animals.
Yeah.
They look like they're having an okay time.
Yeah. There's a lot of them. Some of them are very funny looking.
Yeah, well, there's some that looks like dinosaurs
Yeah.
in the back there. Can you imagine seeing a dinosaur with, like, you know how there was something with feathers? Wouldn't that be amazing? To see a dinosaur with feathers?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Archaeopteryx.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
This guy
And
is
then
very
coming
funny
across,
looking.
gigantic, like, big feathers on the ground that they'd, sort of pulled out.
Yeah. Look at him. He's like a giant crab.
I wonder if anybody's made a vegan game, where it's kind of not just vegan friendly, but something that's sort of, I don't know, something
Really explicitly vegan?
yeah, something kind of fairly overt where everybody's vegan and
Well, I
something.
think,
I don't know,
think some
some
of those,
vegan game.
some of those very cutesy games
I
that you
don't-
don't like are like that.
I don't mean a game where, people are rescuing animals from things. I don't know, just something where it's a vegan world. I don't know. I'm sure that, I mean, this is kind of like people aren't exploiting and killing animals here, are they? So I guess
No.
that's something.
Look, I just
know
put
what's
some
going on.
Oh, look at the little guy. Look at this little guy.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
very
yeah.
cute. I've just put some food out for them, and they're very happy. And they're all coming around. Oh my, look at them all. Oh, goodness.
They're very sweet.
I might have to make some more food.
Wow, what's happening there?
I
Are
gave
you
them
feeding?
some food.
Oh, okay. I see.
I put some food out,
Okay.
and so, see, they're all coming for food. All the different ones. Oh, look at these little guys. Aren't they
We
cute?
have these little paddymellons in the forest. We have about 3 acres of woodlands on the property here, and there are little paddymellons that live in there. They're like little tiny kangaroos, really, aren't they, Didi?
Yeah.
And they're about 1 meter high. Is that right? 1 meter? That's too big, isn't it? 2.5
No,
feet.
they're about
No, they're about
3/4 of
1 meter high.
Oh, I forgot about
And
that.
and they come up from the forest and and we throw out little pellets for them and some cut up carrots and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's so cute, it's so sweet. They come and they pick up the slices of carrots in their paws and kind of eat them like a cookie.
Yeah.
It's great, eh? And they'll be at times they'll be like 24 to 30.
Yeah.
Will be up and sort of nibbling on little little grass
I don't think we've ever
pellets.
counted 30, but there's certainly like
24, something like
yeah.
that. There's this stable population of about 24, and they have little there'll be 2 or 3 will have little joeys in their pouch and stuff, and
Oh, aren't they
It's very
wonderful when they
sweet.
do? We get both the patamellons and the potteroos,
yeah, little
and
potteroos are
batons,
like-
and occasionally we'll see like a little bandicoot or
yeah. We see these little potteroos. They're like, I suppose they're like, what are they like really?
Potteroos are like little patamellons. Patamellons are like little
Yeah, that's
tiny
true.
kangaroos.
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, and sometimes there'll be the occasional paddymellon that will come up in the daytime, And usually they're older paddy melons, and they sort of think, I'm going to get in early and, get something before the rest of the
food.
crew turn up. So they come, and it's amazing. They'll come up to the French doors, and they'll kind of sort of be with this sweet little face looking through the glass.
Yeah.
And so we'll throw out some stuff for them. And sometimes there was a few that would come up, and then at times it'd almost be an all-day buffet. It was like, even though they're really not into coming out in the day, really, are they, Dee Dee?
No.
They're really more nocturnal than anything. But during the daytime, though, a few will come up and hang out in the front there. And we have this sort of a big kind of it's probably a couple of feet long, and it's about 6 or 7 inches deep of water that we leave out for them, a little trough. And so they come up, and there's plenty of water around here. There's all these different dams and stuff, but it's nice that they can just come up here and they don't have to go down to the dams or anything. And they can have a little bit of a drink and have some nibbles, and then off they go on their evening rounds. They titty.
Yes.
There's a lot of little paddy melons around here, and excuse me, and yeah.
We love the
and
little paddy melons.
potoroos.
And we see quolls here sometimes.
Quolls
Possums.
are like little sort of
spotted cats.
Yeah, like spotted cats. And we've actually seen some Tasmanian devils too, haven't we, Dee Dee?
Yeah.
Just down the road from us.
We haven't actually seen them here, but
no, we saw one down the road, and then we saw another on another road a couple of blocks over, who was eating carrion on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And yeah. So they're around here. So Ginny says, sounds wonderful, your place would make a great B&B for vegans if you could handle having strangers on your property. Yes it would.
Yeah. We've given some thought.
Yeah, we've given some thought to that, yeah.
But I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We're gradually pecking away, or really Dee Dee is the one. She's picking away at the building. Dee Dee's the one that's done most of the building of the house. And because we'd end up with a Homer Simpson type house, the house that the neighborhood built for Homer Simpson, if you've ever seen that. That's what we'd end up if I was left to it.
Oh, I don't believe that.
So yeah, so
that's not true.
I think so. I have trouble with spatial things, like I have trouble with straight lines and stuff, and don't I?
Sometimes.
And like I know some people have more trouble with distances, like gauging the distance of things.
Yeah.
So I seem to have trouble with that sometimes, don't I?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there you go. So that's the kind of house we'd probably end up with if it was left to my devices. That's right. It was Homer Simpson was making a house along with the neighborhood for Ned Flanders. And that's when he kind of lost his block and...
Yes. Ended up having to go to an asylum, I think.
That's right, yeah.
He started twitching.
Yeah.
My, this is a lot of animals in this place.
Yeah, really. Oh no, it's Nebraska. Did I say Nevada for Jen? I think I said Nebraska, didn't I? Yeah. I don't know much about Nebraska, hey, but it does have some beautiful things there, doesn't it? Beautiful views and things. Yeah. Excuse me. So do you reckon that other video we did, Dee Dee, the live stream, do you think it saved itself? Dee Dee?
Yes, it did.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I think I'm going to make a little house here.
So, Jen, when do you have to go to work? Oh, it's not so pretty? Oh, Nebraska's not so pretty. Oh.
That's too bad.
That's too bad, yeah. And can somebody explain to me, I'm just the bringer of bad news constantly, but I saw something today and it sort of looked pretty dire. It was final permits issued for Enbridge's line, 3 tar sands pipelines through the Mississippi River, 800 plus wetlands, and wild rice waters. I mean, what on earth?
What was that?
It's final permits issued for Enbridge's line, 3 tar sands pipelines through the Mississippi River, 800 plus wetlands, and wild rice waters. So I'm assuming that there's some lines, I suppose, like gas lines, pipelines going through the Mississippi River, 800 plus wetlands, and wild rice waters. I mean, holy crap. You know?
Yeah.
800, I don't know. Anyway.
Yes, you wonder, like,
Honestly.
can't they leave anything alone?
No, apparently not.
Yeah.
Hi, Nandi. Nandi. Oh, and if anybody wants to support a really good videographer and live streamer who does a lot of BLM protests and stuff like that, Emma Lee, she's somebody who's good to support. Let me find her Patreon thing. She's a nice woman, and let me see. Come on. She's done some great coverage of, and she does live streams on Facebook. Here it is. There we go. There's Emma Lee. That's her Patreon thing. She does really, and she's, she works really hard. She's a really good photographer and really good videographer, and she did some great live streams during those BLM protests and stuff. So if anybody feels like if you can't support her financially, in some way with the Patreon, maybe somebody else that can, because I think it's great. It's important, hey, that we support leftist, sort of people like that who are documenting
what's going on,
these protests and stuff, and who has a good sense of politics and stuff. I should probably put that in the, since those live streams, oh crap, the live streams don't save the live stream of people talking.
The what?
Emily. Well, I'm putting any links that I talk about in the in the comment section, because the the live stream doesn't
The live
save
stream
anything.
doesn't save it. Yes, that's so bad.
Yeah.
It's such a shame.
Yeah. I'm just going to make a cup of tea. I'll be back in a second.
Okay. I'm building little little places.
What are you doing?
I'm building a little base, underwater house, and an above ground house and things like that.
That's amazing that the power came on so quickly.
Yeah, Trish was just saying it was amazing. The power came.
How is that possible?
Holly said, I saw that about the final permits. Holly said, I saw that. I hope people stand up. Yeah, we really do. We hope that people will stand up for various things. Yeah. There we go. Anyway, Trish is making a cup of tea. I'm making little houses. Let's see. I'm making little houses. I wish it was that easy to make little houses. I'm making a base. I'm making a little house. There we go.
So how many bases have you got around the universe now?
I'm not sure. Trisha's just asked how many bases do I have around the universe, and I think I've got about 30 or something like that in different solar systems. They're fun. I'll get some glass out so I can put some windows in this. We'd like to put windows in our house. Upstairs we don't have any windows still. Okay. Now, have a little teleportation thing. Only 30 bases. Holly says only 30 bases. Yes, well, you know, some are in this galaxy and some are in a different galaxy. It's a lot of places my little spaceships have gone.
She's an oligarch in the universe.
I'm not an oligarch of the universe. I there's a lot of places I haven't been.
Or just a greedy girl in the universe.
The what?
Or just a greedy girl in the universe.
Most of my bases are pretty small. They're tiny houses, effectively. Oh, I can make that now.
And 30 houses in this small.
That's right. Dirty houses, and they're tiny. Okay, time to make a teleportation thing or two. Let's see. This is how you make things.
What's that?
Oh no. I'm just making things. Let's see. Put it out of the way a little bit. Put it over here. And I wish all of this, the world was this, but you need 800 bases. I don't need 800 bases. I can always just go to the space stations. I can teleport to the space stations.
You're creating your own empire in space.
Yes, my own empire in space. No, I'm not interested in an empire in space.
Empires in space.
Empires in space. No, thank you. Okay. Now I've got a short. See? I can go from my marine base to up here. Now, make sure I can go elsewhere. Let's see. Oh, I need another carbon nanotool. Uh-oh. I need some carbon. No. Yes, we all need 800 bases in space. Well, you have to have some place to teleport to. That's my little teleportation thing, where I can go to another base or another solar system or potentially another galaxy. They're very good, those little discs. Now, can I make a little save spot? Hopefully. Put it in a corner. There.
So what's on your agenda? What's on your agenda for today, Holly? Any plans?
Let's see. I'll need to make some unstable plasma. It is like Stargate. Grocery shopping, masks, goggles, gloves. Yes, good idea.
Do you find that most people in your area wear masks and social? Do you find that most people in your area wear masks and social distance and do all of that, Holly? Are they good citizens like that?
I hope so. It's terrible when you think that there's people who are resisting
Holly's in New York
that.
State, so hopefully they're fairly good there. So Holly said about 75%. 75% of people. Oh yeah, that's not bad.
Well, that's better
And
than...
Jen says there's at least 20% that don't wear masks here, including my job at the USPS. Wow. Don't they sort of kind of like sort of say to the employees you have to wear a mask at work? Or is it sort of like voluntary? Because that kind of sort of defeats the purpose, really, doesn't it, Dee? What is it? What is the hardship? I don't understand what the hardship is with wearing this effing mask. Seriously. You know? They had it sorted in Victoria pretty quickly, even though it was a bit of a mess there for a while, but they kind of, in Victoria, they kind of sorted it fairly quickly till there hasn't been any new cases for a while, has there?
Well, there has been, but there's not been any new community cases.
Jen says, I have no freaking clue, Trish. I know. It's ridiculous. It's become this political...
There has been new cases, but there hasn't been any new community cases. They've
Right.
all been one, like returning Australians from overseas where they test them, find they have COVID, and put them in quarantine.
Yeah.
But there's not any in the community.
Right.
And the thing is, if people just behave themselves
Yeah.
and wear masks and do the right thing for a little while,
Yeah.
then you don't have to do it anymore.
Yes.
It's like in
If
Tasmania.
they just get it over
we
with.
did that pretty early on.
Yeah.
And now it's been months that we haven't had to do anything. We can go out to cafes and do all that sort of stuff.
Look at Nandi wanting to go outside.
Yeah.
Fat chance, Nandi.
There might be some little guy out there. Or
It's
something.
probably a little guy, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm going to turn off my mic again so that I can eat.
Yeah. There must be a little guy on the other side of the door because Nandi is kind of making little scratchy things through the glass. So there must be a little guy looking at him through the door. Anyway, this is it's just amazing to me. This whole I'm not going to wear a mask thing. I saw it on Michael Moore's live stream today. People in there, defiant. You think, what is wrong with you? Anyway, so Jen said, look at the FEMA map of the US compared to the Hunger Games map. I haven't looked at that. I don't know. What's the FEMA map? What's happening there? Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I wonder how many health workers just sort of quit their job and say, I can't do this anymore. This is insane. I wonder, It'd be interesting to see how many health workers just say, no, I'm sorry. I can't. Yeah, I can't. And are actually applying to work in other countries right now. Oh, Jen says, how the districts are broken up, conspiracy theories, right. Okay. And Holly says, and quote, anti-lockdown, end quote, what's wrong with them? Yes, really. I mean, can't they see if everybody just cooperates and does it all together, it'll end it, so soon. I don't know what they're trying to prove. I really don't. But some of the people that that I saw being interviewed, particularly from the Trump crowd, really. Oh my God, they're like, it's really sad. It's hard to believe people can be so propagandized like that. I mean, that's that you could see how really easily a lot of those people could just, you click their fingers and they're completely right on board with the fascist thing. Hey, Didi.
Yeah.
Like, you could just see, Donald Trump could have said, the moon is made of blue cheese or something, and everybody would have been, parroting back that to everybody. The moon is, made of blue cheese. That's how insane it is, because literally, whatever was told to them, they would just repeat back. And I think, oh my God, these people have no critical skills at all. Have they? They're cult-like. Okay, Jen, have a good day. And yes, be safe too, and I hope that you have a good day and enjoy it. Jen's going. And Holly said Montefiore Hospital going on strike. Wow. Wow. Where is Montefiore Hospital? Where is that? Oh, the Bronx. Okay. And what happens? Is the hospital going on strike because it's insane? I could totally understand why people would the stress of it. Yeah, because this was the thing all along, and this was the thing that was stressed in Australia really early in the piece. You know, ICU doctors would be telling the people, you know, we may not only not have a bed for you if you have COVID in ICU, but we won't have a bed for anybody else who has any other thing that needs to be addressed in ICU. So, you know, and that's the thing. And so it turns out then that anybody, no matter what sort of problem you have, if it requires intensive care, you're not going to be able to get that either. And then, of course, they'll probably, you know, that's where that whole triage thing then happens, where, like, that awful situation in El Paso, where basically it sounds like anybody who goes into ICU in that El Paso University Medical Clinic or whatever, they said they'd go into the pit. They called it the pit, where nobody really came out alive. I don't know if that was ICU or that was a part of ICU, but I mean, that's where that starts to go then. Oh, hi, that was Speedy Awesome. How are you? Do you mind me asking what your first name is so I can call you that instead of that was Speedy Awesome, which is a mouthful? But it's alright if you don't want to tell me. Anyway, nice to see you. This is our second go at doing this live stream. We did one for about 3 hours, and then the power went off because we've got a lot of high winds here at the moment, and the power went off for it was only like 10 seconds, and then it came back on, so we had to restart. So this is part 2 of usually we don't mean to do a live stream for 5 hours, but it usually ends up becoming that. It ends up, who would, for somebody who I actually don't talk that much really, I'm not really into, for somebody who's not really into talking much. This is kind of like
being in an aquarium.
Yeah. Isaac. Oh, okay. Hang on a sec. Oh, Isaac. Is that how I pronounce it? Isaac or Isaac?
Isaac.
Anyway, so lovely that you could pop in. Do you mind me asking, are you in the United States? Or are you in some other country? I hope for your sake you... Oh, you are? Is it in the north? I mean, is it in one of the... Anyway, you don't have to tell me, but I'm just wondering, because I was just wondering if you're having the same kind of... you know, the eviction crisis is really starting to get really scary, and I just wondered if you were in one of those states where it is getting real scary. I was telling Isaac, I was telling people about Precious Child's where he was filming that eviction at 3 a.m. on Thanksgiving, and how appalling that was, and then not even allowing that woman to go with that human rights group. Instead they took her down to jail, putting those flexi cuff things on her. Unbelievable. Yeah, it is messed up. I met Isaac on Precious Child's live stream, Didi.
The what?
I met
Isaac
on Precious Child's
okay.
live stream, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever seen this game before, Isaac? The
No Man's Sky?
No Man's Sky. Oh, you have? Oh, okay. Good. I haven't got a clue what's going on. Dee Dee knows because she's the one playing it. Wow, this planet looks very Earth-like, Dee Dee.
Yeah. This is my little hovercrafty motorcycle thing.
Anyway, we've covered all kinds of topics tonight.
We have.
From post-Fordism, China, and
Why
socialism.
Do they want to suppress me?
A whole bunch
Jesus.
of things. It just kind of, we don't have any agenda, a particular thing we follow. It's just whatever comes into our heads, as well as just talking about whatever. It's no particular thing, is it, Didi? This looks like... Oh, hi, Kim. How are you?
Hi, Kim. Yes, it's about space.
Kim meets Isaac is That Was Speedy Awesome. And Holly was here, and Unapologetic Vegan. Jennifer was here for a little while and had to go to work. And we crashed our live stream. We were going for about 2.5 or 3 hours or something, and then the power went off and the whole house went into darkness for 10 seconds and then came back on. So we restarted the live stream. So we have a part 1 and a part 2, and this is part 2 that's been going for about an hour.
And I'm about to take
Turns
off.
out I can talk a lot. Hey, Didi.
The what?
Turns out I can talk a lot and for a
We
long
can talk
time.
a lot for long and long. Yes. Yes.
I probably
great.
talk more in this live stream than I probably do the whole week. Don't you think?
Yes, I think I do.
Yeah. You love space? Yeah.
Yeah.
Isaac said, yeah, I love space. Hey, do you like Star Trek, like the old Star Trek? And Kim says, I'm good, thank you. How about everyone else? I'm very good, apart from the hay fever from the hay that's been collected around the place. I'm very good. and Nandi's sitting on my lap and looking. Nandi, the love lord, is on my lap, and
He's a beautiful big black cat.
he's a beautiful big black cat. And he's such a sweetie pea.
He is. He's
Let's
got
see
the
if I'll
sweetest
see if I
nature
can get his purring on the thing. Hang on.
He's got the sweetest nature you can imagine.
I don't know if you can hear that.
Okay.
That's Nandi being a
Time to go off into space.
being a purry boy. Hey. Yeah. It's like no matter where I'm sitting in the house, there he tries to get in a cuddle somewhere, doesn't he, Didi?
Yeah.
And just before I go to sleep, he'll come and lay on my chest for like about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, and he gets a cuddle and everything, and then he's happy, and then off he goes.
Do I want to go there?
Hey, Nandi. And then when he wants to wake me up early, because it's always early, of course. Cats have got their own timetable. And he'll start throwing himself against me.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. It'll be like 4:30 in the morning, and he'll start throwing himself against the front of my. I'll be laying on my side, and then he'll sort of like, sort of have his back end up against me, and his front, and he just basically kind of, but he just keeps kind of sort of throwing himself against me until I'm partially conscious. So I start giving him cuddles and stuff, and then till eventually they keep working on you until they basically you can't go back to sleep again. Anybody who lives with cats, I'm sure, knows exactly what I'm talking about. Hey, Nandi.
Okay, well, I'm entering an Atlas interface.
And the way we adopted these Nandi was one of our
Oh, my.
sweet little guys died of old age, and so we went down to the shelter, and we usually try and adopt cats that are, older than 5, but I don't know, we haven't been
They didn't
very
have
lucky.
any, which is scary in its own right.
Yeah. Fortunately,
we went first to the RSPCA shelter, didn't we?
Yeah.
And they didn't have any.
No.
But 10 Lives, which is our favorite shelter.
Yeah. That's a no-kill shelter now. It's a no-kill shelter, but it wasn't a no-kill shelter when we went there. And they had there was one little guy, Rooney, who we saw him, and then and we were interested in him because he was sort of, I don't know, he's a little tuxedo cat. Not that that's why we were interested in him, but
he seemed very centered.
Yeah, very centered, and then they said, oh well, he has a brother. Now we don't know whether they just made that up.
Can I tell a little bit of the story?
Yeah.
We saw him, and he was being, all the other cats were, at that time, they had all the cats in one room, and there was cats everywhere, and a lot of them weren't real happy with that situation, and so they were kind of gritchy and having a hard time with one another, and Rooney was just sitting there looking so centered and so calm. We thought, oh my, this is really something special. And watched him. There was a little kitten that was really giving him a hard time. And he was just fine. He just stayed very centered. He didn't get too bothered by that.
But he was probably petrified.
And we found out later that that's one of the way he deals with stress.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
we didn't know that at the time. We thought he was just a really, really centered boy.
Yeah.
And,
Which he's
and
pretty
then we found another cat that was hiding in a little cubby hole.
Mm.
And he was so sweet. And he obviously just needed love, you know. He really wanted some love and affection, and he was not handling the situation at all. And we were wondering, you know, whether we should adopt this one who seemed so absolutely centered.
Yeah.
And like nothing would bother him, or the one who obviously everything was bothering him.
Yes.
And needed love, and it was a really loving sort of, he just really was soaking up affection and so on.
Yeah.
And then they came and said, oh, well, they're brothers, you know. They both came in today.
Yes. Now, we don't know if that was true. I think it was true, but anyway, so we couldn't take one and not take the other one too. It just seemed wrong.
And that's how we ended up with
yeah, so we ended up coming home with 2 little catties. and that was a really excellent thing.
Yes, it was a really excellent thing. Now, what are these people doing floating in the air?
Hello, you. And have you got anything on the agenda today, Isaac? So you're just gonna have a cruisy day? And Kim says, whenever I adopt a cat, I want to adopt the whole shadow. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's terrible, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
I have to really yeah. it's because they're also incredibly interesting
Gorgeous
and wonderful and
sweet and
yeah. And sometimes, I don't know if you ever think of this, Kim, but you know, you think about the sliding doors type scenario where, like, if Sajan, who was the name of the cat, the wonderful cat who died of old age and everything, he had diabetes for about 5 years, and we looked after that. We took care of that sort of situation for 5 years. He was about 12 when we adopted him, wasn't he, Didi?
yeah, and he had
He was fantastic.
Situation where he was having a hard time moving.
Yeah.
And we were wondering what it was, and we took him to the vets and found out that he had a broken hip.
Yeah, so we got that fixed.
And it was apparently had been broken for the last 10 years.
Yeah, yeah.
And it had just it had just been digging into his hip bone.
It had arthritic.
And
it was arthritic.
So they removed the little ball joint, which isn't necessary for a cat because of their fabulous musculature.
Mm.
And he started doing so much better, didn't he?
Oh yeah,
After
and
that surgery.
then we found out, because he was overweight when we adopted him. He was 12, and we found out he very soon after we adopted him that he had diabetes. So we were giving him insulin and stuff for 5 years, and he lived till he was 17. He was fantastic. He was such a great cat. Anyway,
Yeah.
when Sajan died, we went, because I just sort of think, well, I can grieve for a few weeks and then we adopt a cat, or we just skip the whole grieving thing, which I suppose isn't like, of course I grieve,
we didn't
but
skip the grieving.
but it
I
helps.
Didn't skip the grieving.
Of course we don't skip
Neither
the
did
grieving.
you,
I
really.
grieve and everything, but at least you can be grieving, but then you can be also looking after some other wonderful little guy. So, so anyway, we were very, very upset losing Sajan, and we went to the thing, and that's where we adopted these two guys. But I was thinking, if he hadn't died at that time, and we hadn't gone down almost, like probably a day or two later to the shelter, these guys may not have even been there, or they may have even killed Nandi, because Nandi
he developed an ulcer on his...
he had some sort of extreme reaction to the stress, and he had this big sore on his paw, some herpes virus thing, and he also had a big sore on his nose, and that was happening, what I should say was, it happened after we had adopted him, and had he stayed there probably another couple of days, they might have thought, oh no, and just killed him. So It was lucky that we turned up, because I don't know if he would have been alive a couple of days later. And if Sajan hadn't died at that time, we might have missed out on him altogether. And I would hate to, how you sort of think nobody could look after your little one as best as you can. It's sort of, we're a bit like that, aren't we, Didi? So it's hard to imagine Nandi, or his name is Ananda, which means bliss, but it's hard to imagine Nandi with anybody else, and we love him so much. So anyway, so he's been with us now for 5 years, and he was actually 2.5 when we got him, and his brother was 1.5.
Yes, now they're just hitting that mature cat stage.
Yeah, and Kim says, yes, sometimes you lose one and it hurts like hell, but then you find someone new who needs you just as much. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And there was another situation too, where had we not been up north, had we not been in a small town up north, where there was a neighbor who was going, then their parent went into a home, and they were going to take Sajan, the one we were just talking about, they were going to take him down to the RSPCA, and this is around Christmas time, and you could imagine a 12-year-old cat at Christmas time in one of those kill shelters, and he had, a bad back leg, and he was overweight and everything. You could imagine they would have just, killed him straight away.
Easily.
So, and they came down to us to sort of see if we could find a home for him. They didn't really care too much about him, really. And that was a funny story too, because we sort of thought, we can't really take on another cat. So anyway, it's cut a long story short, we ended up adopting him pretty quickly, didn't we, Didi?
Yeah, basically we thought, we can't take on another cat, and we're taking him down to a what do you call it?
It was a cattery.
A cattery that we knew the woman who ran it.
And she was great.
And she's lovely and helps find people.
We wanted her to find a home for him, and then we stayed there overnight, and while we were there we thought, oh my God, we can't leave him there, he's wonderful. So we took him home with us again.
He got there
It was
and
hilarious.
he just walked up and down, and there was cats that were upset seeing him, and the hissing and all that, and he just was walking
Yeah,
along so
it was
calmly and
cool.
together, and we thought, oh my,
Yeah.
he's just really great. And
From the moment we got him, like it's amazing how animals can sort of the sort of almost like the spiritual teachings, like like he would basically whatever happened, and this is something animals, non-human animals tend to do, and it's partially a survival thing. But he would sort of like just accept whatever happened at the time, like it's just this acceptance of whatever is happening is
yeah,
this acceptance anyway.
is the right thing.
Yeah, but if we hadn't been there in that town at that time, and if that neighbor hadn't known that we, were very, cat friendly and all of that, she never would have brought him around to us, and she would have maybe just taken him straight down to the shelter and they would have killed him. And that's where that
Yeah,
sliding doors thing comes in, where had we not been there in all those different circumstances right at that time, he would have been just killed, and he was just the most wonderful, just an
wonderful little
amazing,
cat. Yeah,
oh, just a wonderful, amazing individual. It's kind of scary how, those kind of things, it's just, all the different things line up.
yeah, yes, it is. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, he was just such a lovely guy, and um, so calm. And I used to do the diabetic, the insulin thing, and giving him insulin. And when I did, he was just so calm with it. And he would actually come to me when I would sit down to give it to him. He'd come and just let me. He was one of those cats who was um, he wasn't stable with his insulin, and so you had to test him every day. We had to test him twice a day before we gave him a shot to know how much insulin to give him. But he was so cooperative. That was Speedy. Isaac's asking, so what are you playing on? I'm playing on a PC. It's just a kind of fairly normal PC. It's not anything too specky. I've got an old AMD 8-core CPU. I just got a more recent graphics card, but it's probably 2-3 years old. But it seems to do fine. Yeah. Anyway, I've just arrived at this little place, and I think I will call my Fraser in. I don't know what kind of planets we have here. A rainy planet. Oh.
Hey, sweet guy. Yeah. We were just talking about you, Rooney. Oh,
Frothing planet.
thanks, Kim. Kim was saying congrats on 1,500 subscribers. Yeah, that's... You probably read the little spiel that I put about how it took 3 years to get to 1,000, and then it took 6 months to get the other 500. But it was actually only in the last few weeks that the algorithm seemed to relax. I think just before the election, and I was getting about, I don't know, 7 or 8 people a day, and then now the election's finished, I think they've changed the algorithms, and now it's back to sadly only getting one, maybe, or one a day, or 1 or 2 if I'm lucky, which of course is great. It's always great to get however many, but it was just really nice to, and also sad at the same time to see how much algorithms play into, because the content hadn't changed really, and it's just amazing how when they want to allow people to see more of your stuff, they can easily do it, and then when they don't care anymore, they just flick it back, the algorithms, and you're back to not being seen very much. So they're totally in control of things, really. Yes, I met you, Isaac, on Precious Child's live stream. Yeah, that's right.
Let's see, how many planets have we got?
Have you ever checked out Status Quo, Isaac? They do live streams too. Status Quo. They do interesting live streams, usually protests. They'll do Trump protests, and they'll do, BLM protests, and they also do investigations on, the Flint water crisis, and Standing Rock, and issues like that. They're actually they're a viewer-funded, independent journalist site, and they do interesting work.
Escape possible. What am I escaping from?
Huh?
I'm just wondering what I'm escaping from. Somebody's shooting at me, and I'm not sure who it is or why. Oh.
Yeah. You're welcome. Oh, we're hurtling through space again.
Hurtling through space yet
Yeah.
again, yes.
The only way you could deal with that really is to be on autopilot, isn't it? Because things are just going too fast.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want your deflector shields
Well, you have to have a deflector dish, obviously.
Well, you wouldn't want your deflector dish to fail, would you?
No. Oh my. This is one of the strange planets. Every so often you get these strange planets.
Oh, and you might be interested in this. Hang on a second, let me find it. You might be interested in this too, Isaac. Let's see.
Okay.
I was trying to introduce Precious Child to that, the Empire Files with Abby Martin.
Yeah.
Because
an excellent
I think
site.
he might enjoy that. But I don't know if he's looked them up yet.
Abby and Mike are living in L.A.
Yeah. Oh yes, that's right. I was trying to... Oh shit. I was trying to get him onto that because they were, they live in Los Angeles and stuff like that. It's been a long time since I've been in Los Angeles. It's like, I don't know, almost, 37 years ago. I think I stopped over there once or twice, just like passing through between that time, but I live in Michigan. Wish I lived in LA. Oh, okay.
Who lives in Michigan?
Isaac.
Oh, yeah.
Can you? Yeah, it's a long time. I'm old.
Yeah. Not as old as I am. I'm ancient.
Oh, you're not ancient.
No, I'm not.
Well, you might be to somebody who's like 20 or, I suppose 30. I don't know, we probably seem ancient to
40,
a lot of people.
Yeah.
What's that?
Or 40. Yeah,
Yeah. I remember when I was 20 years old, people that were, when I was 18, people that were 24 seemed like they were much older than me.
Yeah. They were much older than you.
Oh. Thanks, Isaac.
It's all proportional, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, when you're 20, somebody who's 40 is twice as old as you.
What's that, sorry?
When you're 20, somebody who's 40 is twice as old as you. When you're 10, somebody who's 20 is really old.
When I was I 24 or 25, I had a relationship with a woman that was about 50. That was, and that didn't seem that old to me at the time. It wasn't very long. It was short-lived. It was very, very short-lived and stuff. But it doesn't really matter, does it really? Although it does sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't, yeah, there's a big gap of time there, isn't there?
Oh
Oh,
my.
you're 14. Oh my
14.
goodness. Oh, okay.
Goodness. Okay, so we're
Wow.
really ancient.
Wow. 14. So, I hope you're in a nice. I hope the water is okay where you're living in Michigan, Isaac.
Yeah.
Oh, is Holly going? Oh, okay, Holly. Have a great day. Ah, good. I didn't see Holly say goodbye.
Uh,
Bye, Holly.
Bye.
Um, where are we? Where are we now? And what is that big sort of? What is that big
This
sort of
thing?
daisy-looking thing?
This is just minerals. This is a strange little planet.
Oh, okay. So is there Mars? Isaac is asking, is there Mars? I don't know. That's not.
Is there what?
Is there Mars?
So I don't know. I mean, there's planets that are dry and kind of scorched planets. There's planets that are very wet. There's planets that are radioactive. I think this may be. Yeah, this is a kind of radioactive planet. Yeah. Yes.
A radioactive planet.
Well, yes, there's a lot of radiation on this planet. I'll have to be careful. Yeah, I know. It's starting to get windy here. We're always slightly concerned when it gets windy. We can get gusts up to 100 kilometers an hour here. And thankfully our house is pretty solid. It was one of the things that we went out of our way to try and make sure we did. Oh, let's see. That might be copper. Look at these bird bat type of guys. They're kind of amazing looking. Oh, it's uranium. Do a little bit of mining.
Excuse me.
Where's my spaceship gone now?
So what are the schools like in Michigan, Isaac? What are they like? Do you like the school you go to, or are you going to school? Oh, look. They've got some nice looking birds there.
Yeah, they kind of have bat wings. They're very strange little birds. I'm looking for... I had... Oh, look, there's a tower over there.
Yes, I like the school, and yes, I go to school. I missed the bus today. A likely story. You missed the bus today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Busy watching the internet.
Well, I'm glad you like the school.
Oh, come on.
I was just thinking today when I was out in the garden, wouldn't it be nice to have a school where right from the start, like from primary school or even kindergarten, they sort of taught children, like how to plant things from seed and sort of make little starters, and then,
I think there are schools like that.
Is there?
Yeah, don't Montessori schools do some of that stuff?
Yeah, but that's a sort of special kind of school, though. Like I'm talking about, like every school.
Every
Make
school.
it sort of a thing.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
If
it would be.
If you could learn how to grow things and be really, by the time you ended school,
Yeah.
you'd be really proficient in growing things.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? And really, it should be seen as, in many ways, like a
Basic.
thing that every human should learn how to do.
As basic as mathematics and reading.
Yes. Along with sort of being able to cook, I think that's important too.
Yeah.
Making things for yourself and also mechanic stuff, all the things that, instead we're kind of like, it's almost like they don't want people to know these things because that would mean that you'd interfere with capitalism.
Yeah.
Because you can do your own stuff.
Yeah.
But the whole garden thing would be just so great. You
Yeah.
know? And also that would interfere with capitalism because if you have people who care about, the environment and they care about, growing things and nurturing and stuff, that interferes with the rapacious nature of capitalism too.
Yeah. Precious capitalism. We must
Yeah,
save
precious
it at
capitalism.
all time, at all costs.
And Isaac says he wants to go to an Elon Musk school. I didn't even know Elon Musk had a school.
What's an Elon Musk school? What does he do?
I don't know. I don't know. And Kim said, I wish we had classes on growing our own food, basic skill. Yeah, really. Wouldn't
Yeah.
that be great?
Yeah.
Yeah, and imagine how good, by the time you finished, by the time you finished high school, wow, you'd be really, really good at it.
Yeah. I'm a bit
Rooney's
disappointed
trying to-
this year.
Hello, you.
This year I didn't do a garden.
Yeah, Didi was so
And,
busy building the. Yeah, I know who Elon Musk is, but I didn't know that he had a school. Isaac saying, "Do you know who Elon Musk is?" Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, I
He
didn't
built
know
the
that.
big battery here.
Yeah.
He put cars in space. We're not necessarily impressed with everything he's done. He
Kim
gave
says,
gave the
I touch a plant and
divers,
it dies. Oh
the
no!
divers who rescued those the what?
Kim says, I touch
Oh,
a
no.
plant and it dies. I can cook and bake, but not grow it. I'm lucky with some plants and not with others, but I think sometimes, I don't know.
Yes, you just have to keep trying.
Yeah, but also,
You also have to learn what they like and
Yeah.
what they don't like.
yeah, like there are plants in our yard that some seem to just grow in any kind of soil and they do really well, and then there's others like we were trying to grow this Baronia, which has a beautiful smell. It's sort of a native plant. And
And we've had luck with it elsewhere, but we can't get it to
I
grow
don't know,
here.
have we had luck with it anywhere? I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, we had a nice Baronia in Derby.
Oh yeah, and yeah, we had a nice Baronia up north, but can't for the life of us get it to grow here. And maybe it's because of the heavy clay in the soil. Oh, okay. So Elon Musk's kids go to an Elon Musk school or your school, Isaac? And so he has his own school where his children go. I'll have to look that up.
Yes, building rockets is a lovely idea, but I was very interested in building rockets when I was a kid.
Oh yeah. Dee Dee's very clever.
I never built rockets. I said I was interested in it.
No, oh, I see. Yeah. No, you never actually built a rocket, yeah.
No.
I'm sure you could have, though, Dee Dee.
Oh, I don't know.
You're a clever jelly bean. Elon Musk school, I would be lucky to go to the same school. Oh, okay. I'll have to look that up. I didn't know that he had a school, or maybe it's the school. I'm not sure. Anyway, just wait a minute. Let me have a look. Elon Musk's experimental school Astronova is opening for online learning. That was in July 2020. Excuse me. If you don't know what your children's education will look like in the coming school year, an enticing opportunity has popped up for kids 8 to 14 years old. That's if you're comfortable entrusting your offspring to an experimental school kick-started by a billionaire who said the coronavirus panic is dumb. Anyway, so this isn't a friendly article toward him. Just wait a minute. Drawing on Musk's interests, the innovative curriculum had no language, music, or sports lessons, but students would work on complex projects such as building battling robots, discussing nuclear politics, and planning how to defeat evil AIs, wrote the Daily Beast. Yeah, I don't know. Interested students are tasked with submitting a short video response to a critical thinking problem titled The Lake Conundrum, which deals with manufacturing, pollution, and corruption. Does it have subjects on how to be an excellent imperialist, Dee Dee?
What?
Does it have subjects on how to be an excellent imperialist?
I don't know.
Anyway, I'm not familiar with this, the inside
with
hook.
What?
I'm not familiar with this article, this sort of news source.
What aren't you familiar with?
The news source, the inside hook, it's called. Anyway, so that's interesting. I didn't know, Isaac, that they had a school. He had a school. Yeah. And it's in Los Angeles, is it? Right. I wonder where it is. So, do you find, Isaac, that there's much in the way of sort of cyberbullying at school? Is that common for children to bully one another on social media and via their phones and stuff? I hope not. Anyway, maybe in about 20 minutes, Didi, we might wrap it up. What do you think?
Okay.
Just because it's getting on now.
It's getting
like
on.
1
What
a.m.
time
in
is
the
it?
morning.
It's after midnight. Yay.
Well, it's 1 a.m. in the morning. Hi. Hi, little one.
Yes.
I'm starting to feel a little bit bedraggled.
We said, we should go to bed a little early. Try and get to bed before midnight. And not tonight again.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as the other night when we were up till 3.
Yeah.
In the midst of some radioactive storm. Let's see.
Yeah.
Ship.
It's like 9 a.m. there, Isaac was saying. Yeah, it's like 1 a.m. here. We're from the future. So you would have been born in like 2006? Wow. Did he?
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy to think.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm so really glad that you came across this channel, Faint Signals from Vega. So that's really great. I'm glad. Wow, we have almost been doing these live streams now tonight for like 5 hours, because it's actually I think we've actually almost gone to the 5. It's funny how we tend to just accidentally do 5 hours.
Yes,
and then we tend to wind it up. Then it's like it seems to be the natural conclusion. It's like I think we both get a little bit tired around the 5 hour mark.
About the 5 hour mark. Yes, that's what we need.
And Isaac says, yeah, I've been checking out channels that are chatting on Precious Charles' channel. Oh, okay. Yeah, I do that sometimes too.
Yeah, it's good.
Sometimes people, it turns out that it'll be people from another channel that's in the channel that I end up sort of following more than the actual channel I originally saw them on. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Or it'll be some guest that a channel has that I'll end up following. Do you have any brothers and sisters, Isaac? Oh, you got 3. Oh, yeah. Are they nice to you? I hope so. Are they older?
They better be.
Yeah. Are they older or younger? Two brothers and one sister younger. Oh, okay. Are they all going to the same school? Are they all going to the same school? Or, 'cause that would be too bad, actually, having siblings that go to the same school. Would it, Dee Dee?
No.
What happened to Ginny? Ginny's kind of vanished. I think she vanished when the last live stream cut out. Hey? Ginny kind of vanished when the last live stream cut out.
I think so.
She might have actually even fallen asleep.
Yeah. She might have.
And Kim is still there. I forgot to ask Kim. Kim is from the US, eh? Let me see. Yes, no, she's from Quebec. That's right.
She's from Quebec.
That's right.
So, no, she's not.
No, she's not. Huh. Oh, you're still there, yeah. I guess that Kim's time, it would be the same as New York City, wouldn't it be? Hey.
What's that?
Kim's time
Oh,
would be the
probably,
same as
probably.
New York City. Yeah. We're starting to get a bit bedraggled now, Kim.
Yeah.
It's 1:10 and a.m. and I'm starting to feel a little tired, so we're probably going to wrap it up shortly. Although I'm really oh, here's Ginny. Oh my, you're still awake, Ginny. So, Ginny, Isaac was born in 2006. Oh, okay. Yeah. Are you going to say goodnight? All right.
Okay.
So Ginny's going to say goodnight. So good night, Ginny. Sweet
Good night,
dreams.
Ginny.
Thanks for dropping by. It's funny how most of the people that drop in on this are vegan, pretty much, aren't they? At least
Yes.
3 people, anyway.
Well, I think faint signals from Vega may attract some vegans, Trishy.
That's true. And what do you reckon you'll do for the rest of the day, Isaac?
Oh no.
Oh, we'll have to slowly kind of move you in that direction, Isaac. Isaac
Yeah.
said, I'm not vegan, but I love animals.
Yes.
Wait until you're vegan
Well,
and you love animals.
yes.
That's a whole different level of
Loving
fabulousness.
animals.
Mm. Oh dear.
Okay, well, I might.
Anyway, I'm so glad you came and visited the channel, Isaac. I hope you come back again and join us for another live stream, or even just, check out some of the videos. And if not, I'm sure I'll see you on Precious live stream.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be nice to see you again.
Yeah, for sure.
See you,
Good.
Jenny.
That's good. And I'm glad it's nice taking a day off now and then, isn't it, Didi?
Yeah.
Taking a day off from school and just
Yes.
kind of,
Yes, taking a lot
living-
of time off school sometimes. isn't it?
living life,
Yeah.
And it's a good thing to do sometimes. It's not a tragedy.
The thing you must do if you take time off school is make sure you read a lot.
Yeah.
That way you can get a proper education.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I did it.
Yeah. Yeah, Didi used to read a lot. You got a bit isolated from... People were a bit mean to you at school, weren't they?
Not so much at school. Yeah, I mean, people were just shits at school, but I mean, that wasn't that much of an issue. I think I was just a bit isolated.
Yeah, I was a bit of a daydreamer.
More when I was younger.
Right.
More when I was, like 11, 12, 13.
I was a bit of a daydreamer. I was always sort of, looking out the window and thinking about lots of things.
Yeah.
And the only time I really paid proper attention was when we were sort of maybe talking about poetry, or when we were singing in the afternoon, and some of those songs were kind of silly, but there you go. Yeah. Anyway, I guess we should probably go, Didi. So
we should.
We will give big hugs to you all. Big hugs to you, Isaac. Have a lovely day, and I hope to see you again. Big
Lovely
hugs
to see you
Jenny.
again,
Big
Kim.
hugs to Kim. Lovely to see you again, Kim.
Jenny.
And
everybody.
Anybody else who's there or who might be lurking. Holly's already gone. So anyway, we might wrap it up here, and have a lovely day, Isaac. Bless you too. Okay, Kim, lovely to see you. All right, Didi's gonna end it now, so
I am.
Peace out.
Okay, see you.
Okay, bye for now.
Bye.
Bye. Might do this again in
a
week or so.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.